This 37-year-old guy attached a video camera to the back of his guide dog. Later his wife looked and was horrified. The man was not born blind. For the first 32 years of his life, he was with normal vision, but he fell ill with keratoconus. This is a terrible diagnosis that means corneal degeneration and complete loss of vision. He is a real lucky man because his wife always supported and helped. Together they are able to go through any obstacles. Soon after the loss of vision, the couple found a great assistant, a guide dog named Kika. He is a real gift from above because the dog took the owner wherever he needed. Thus, the man gave his wife a little rest. The longer he was with Kika, the more confident he became. He was no longer afraid to leave the house himself and wander about his business. It would seem that people respect blind people, sympathize, give way, prompt if necessary. At least that's how I treat blind people. But the man was unlucky with this. He began to notice often that people tease him. He could not believe how people could be so cruel. He was not sure what exactly these idiots were doing. He just heard giggles around him. Soon he decided to buy a video camera that he could put on Kika's back. He wanted to make sure whether it was all his imagination or he was actually being teased. He went for a walk around London as usual, but this time, armed with a camera, he walked the dog for a couple of hours, and when he came home he asked his wife Seema to watch the recording. After watching, Seema was not herself. She was really angry because what people were doing in front of her husband was not in any framework. He was a blind man. At the beginning of the video there was one woman who put her bags on the seat in the trams, and because of this Emmett could not sit next to her. It's hard to be blind, but standing in crowded trams without vision is even more difficult. Emmett just stood. He did not ask to give him a seat. In the end no one gave in. This is not the end of the adventure. Seema saw later how people kicked Kiki with their bags and umbrellas to get past them faster. This is another shock. Ordinary people like healthy bulls pushed the dog and his blind owner just to overtake them faster. It was also sad to watch the video where Emmett caught a taxi at the intersection. Unfortunately, it was seen how taxi drivers specially drove past him, not wanting to give the poor guy a lift. Seema told her husband about everything she saw and they were in a trance state. People are just monsters. At the end of the video, Emmett came to the bus station trying to find his bus. You can see how the station workers deliberately ignore the guy for a few minutes, not wanting to help him. Upset, Emmett realized that this was not paranoia, but in fact people did not want to sympathize with him. To the question, when did Emmett decide to record everything on camera? He replied, right after some people pushed him on the escalator as if they didn't have enough space. They thought it was funny to push a defenseless blind man. Once a woman told Emmett to apologize for noticing her in the underpass. Emmett asked her, should he apologize also for being blind? She said yes. Emmett realized that people can be very angry and rude, but the guy is happy that he has Kika because he once saved his life. Once crossing the street on a pedestrian, he was almost hit by a car rushing through a red light at the last second. Kika pulled the owner back, thereby saving him from a fatal blow. Emmett hopes that ordinary people will become a little friendly after watching his video.